I've had another dream. I've tried writing my dreams down in journals, but I can't write fast enough to keep up with my mind. I've also typed them out, and that does a little better, but it's still not perfect. But my dreams are getting to be more something that can relate to what's going on and not just nonsense. So maybe if I record myself and share it, it'll work better. So this morning, just a few minutes ago, I was dreaming that our father packed us up. My father in this dream was actually more like Charlie's dad. He was more like Scott Roper, and he was handy, and we had a bunch of tools. They packed us up in our van, which is actually the green van that we have, the Dodge Ram Caravan, full of rusty holes and has had mice in it. And a trailer attached to it with a hitch. Now, our van does not have a trailer or hitch, and we do not have a flatbed, but this is what we traveled on. And we drove and drove and drove. We were told this new place we came to needed to be developed, but there were houses available for us, and we can move into the house, and there's a place for us to stay if we can't move into the house right away for some reason. So we packed everything up and we left our current place and drove out there and drove many hours until it was very, very late. We arrived just before dusk, and part of our caravan went before us. I'm gonna sneeze, excuse me. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The caravan that went on before us was actually my actual mom and my sisters, and at least some of them. And they'd brought provisions, and when we arrived, we were shown the house, and it was not a very good house. It was a swamp house, so small, up on stilts with like a bit of a space underneath, like you would have under a deck or something, not like a basement or anything. And my father, Scott, is pretty upset. He said, "This is not what we were told we had. We were told we had a house waiting." And they said, "No, we did tell you that some of them might need to be fixed up and there would be a possibility you'd not be able to move in right away. But we're all staying in this house here. There's a hotel where you can stay, or something like a hotel. There's a whole bunch of refugees that went, and apparently that's what we were then. We were a part of refugees, kind of like pilgrims moving into a new area to develop it. And when they said hotel, it was really like a trailer or something, like one of those double wide trailers you set down on a foundation. And it was more like the office for a trailer park or something like that. So, I mean, it was brand new-ish and sturdy, but there was definitely not rooms for everyone to sleep in. It would be, there was a few rooms and they were already taken, and you could lay on the floor in a sleeping bag, or you could sleep in the vehicle you came in, or you could sleep in your new house if it was livable. Well, when Dad was upset that this house is not livable, the guys, other people there, or the neighbors that were there said, "Oh no, we can help you fix it up. See, this is going to have to go, and that's going to have to go." And Dad's agreeing, and so they get all caught up in this, and they're just tearing down parts of the house that are rotten and not okay, and including some parts that are okay. And they just tear basically all the four walls down. And us kids start playing with the other kids and are half watching it. And everything's still kind of swampy and wet, and it starts raining sometimes. But of course, by the time they're done, there's nothing but the stilts and the floorboard and one of the guys even starts tearing off the porch. And my dad realizes in devastation, we don't have a house where we can stay, and we're going to have to rebuild this entirely because this is our only choice. He's exhausted from driving, he's exhausted from tearing the house apart with the help of the neighbors. And he says, well, I'll call in the morning and see if we can get some lumber to start over. And as kids, we don't really understand. He said, oh, those neighbors helped you and everything. I even tried to help find a hammer to hammer down the floorboards. And it was at that point that I realized some of the neighbor boys didn't really appreciate us. They kind of didn't like us being there. They were kind of nasty towards me. And I went through several hammers to try to hammer down some of the floorboard, the nails that were sticking out. But I just, by the end of the sequence or the dream, I realized it was like the jealous stepsisters tore down the four walls of the house. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that when we'd arrived, kind of panicking, my mom, that I have Scott's wife as a mom, and then my actual mom as a mom. So the Scott's wife, that was our mom, was kind of panicking and upset because there's nowhere for her kids to stay, and she kind of like had sent the provisions on ahead with my mom and was looking for them so she could feed us for the night. And we were told that she'd put them in the cabinet, and so we went into the kitchen area, which was like the office break room / kitchen, and there's these rows of cabinets. And the way it turned out was that instead of, the few people that came would be able to put their stuff in the cabinet and all stay in that trailer together, people got sections of a cabinet because there were so many people that arrived. So we got a section of a cabinet, almost more like a locker, and Mom had put the like processed foods in there. They weren't gonna go bad. So I mean, it wasn't like a large supply of food. It was only supposed to last, the trip or 2 days once we'd arrived, so that we could get settled in and then go shopping. But it wasn't really like that. But the last dream I had the number 4 in it, and my sister Christy told me that 4 also represents 4 walls. Now in my last dream, I'll have to record that one separately. There were 4 dogs and 4 bunnies. The dogs were wild dogs, and then the bunnies were white. They were white bunnies, and they were murdered. And this was the day that the Capitol building was broken into and 4 people died. And of course, right away, I recognized the 4 bunnies meaning innocence. But my sister says that the 4 means walls. So it was interesting that in this dream, all the walls had been torn down. I feel there is a relationship between my dream and real life. You can do a shallow interpretation. Charlie and I are looking for a house. We've been looking for a house for a while. The house we're renting, and it's built in a swamp, and the floorboards are rotting. The bathroom floorboard is starting to give way underneath us, and I'm scared to tell Stacy because they own the property and they feel like it's a money pit. But I feel like the floor is going to have to be torn up and replaced in there. And we already tore up the toilet and the bathroom, and I mean the piping underneath the house. So again, I'm dreading that. The other dream, I was looking for a house as well. So that's going to be, I think, a theme of my dreams a lot. Because we're looking for a house. We're looking for somewhere to stay. But I wanted to share that dream, record it, and I know this was kind of long, but like I said, I can't write them down fast enough. And maybe if I post them on YouTube, not that I want to see myself, not that anybody else wants to see me, I have somewhere more permanent to leave my dreams. I was leaving them on Facebook, and there's been a mass exodus from Facebook recently. Everybody was suggesting MeWe and Parler. So on Sunday, I think it was, no, it was Saturday, I downloaded MeWe and Parler from the Google App Store and put them on my phone. And then Sunday, we found out that Parler had been pulled from the Google App Store, which was just like mind-boggling. Like, how does that happen overnight? And then by Monday, yesterday, like I'd watched videos on Parler about their CEO or owner or whatever being like, it's wrong that they pulled us from Google and then the Apple iStore, and if Amazon decides to boot us, that's where our servers are, so we'll cease to exist. So by Monday, the social media app that I'd gone to for an alternative from Facebook was gone. And of course, the only place I know to post this is YouTube or keep it on my phone. And Glenn Beck is talking about getting his stuff all pulled from YouTube and being blocked on YouTube and Twitter. And they did that with Trump. So obviously, I'm not trying to incite violence. I'm okay with going on YouTube. I don't know how long this will stay up with all the monetizing this and that and the other thing. I'm not hoping to make money. I'm just hoping to record something, and I feel like I should have been recording stuff that's been going on all along. It's just been weird, but I usually keep my stuff to myself, especially because a thought I have today might not be okay tomorrow. Even some thoughts I have today are not okay today. I've had some really nasty dreams and things I'd be afraid to share because I think it would reflect badly on me and people would think ill of me, and I work really hard to try to not have a bad image and try to not put out an image that would turn people off. But it happens. You know, I'm not perfect. So, anyway, things have been absolutely insane here in the United States. Oops, I think I just switched my angle. There we go. Oh. I'm, of course, recording this laying down because I just woke up. And I'm still tired. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And I've been trying to have hope, but it's hard. So I'm just gonna record my dreams and put them out there now. I might have to turn off the comments because people can be really cruel on the internet, and I'm a millennial snowflake, okay? I have very soft skin. I don't put up with bullying, I'll tell you that's for sure. But it hurts to see. And I usually need compliments and not mean things. So, I'll put this up with the commenting on for a while, and if I have to, I'll take them down.